Welcome to Building on Bitcoin, the Stacks Showcase Edition. We're very excited to have you with us today to talk about all the exciting projects and companies that are in the Stacks ecosystem. And more specifically, as we've seen the Bitcoin and Stacks ecosystems grow extensively over the last 6 months, we wanted to take a moment and introduce you to some of the new people, some of the new companies, and a little bit of a refresher of who's who, along with the latest applications, where to go, and some of those you know very well, along with their latest updates as well. I'm your host today, Kyle Ellicott, excited to have you join us on this journey, showcasing some of the latest and greatest and new companies within the Stacks ecosystem. As we get started, we're going to kick it off today with Joe from LunarCrush. Joe, the floor is yours.
Hey, Kyle. Good morning. Thank you, everyone, and thanks, Kyle, for the introduction. That was amazing. I'm Joe Vezzani. I'm the CEO and co-founder of LunarCrush. Happy to be here. Big time stacker. Been part of the ecosystem for a long time. Hopefully, you guys can see my my presentation coming up here. So, our story at LunarCrush. We started back in 2018, which is a long time in the ecosystem. I was a Bitcoiner back in 2015. And ever since then, got bit by the white paper double spend problem, and from there on out, it was off to the races. And so at LunarCrush, we are a social intelligence company. What does that mean? What we do is we look at social media and we look for insights, and we aggregate all these crazy pieces of content that are out there and try and help people really distill down what's most impactful and what matters out in social media for things like cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and stocks. And so we've been around for a long time, and we are excited to showcase some new things here today. And we've got three main products that we look at and we cover. There's the mainstay LunarCrush Discover. So like we say, markets move at the speed of social, and with cryptocurrencies, sometimes there are no earnings reports, there are no 10Ks. How do you really delineate value in a place where things are moving so quickly? And so we cover over 20,000 different assets. You can log into LunarCrush. It's $30 a month, $24 a month if you pay annually, and get access to all of these awesome insights like social interactions, where you can really figure out which project has a groundswell of community growing over time. And it's a really important way to kind of understand who's growing and who's not from a social perspective. We also power some really awesome companies in our industry like Coinbase and Kraken and TradingView. And we're even in the data marketplace for Google now. So if you're on Google Cloud, GCP, and you're looking for all this awesome social data, definitely give us a shout. We're excited to help support you over there. And something I'll talk a little bit more about today, which is creator campaigns. And so there's a gap that we're bridging in the ecosystem where there's creators and there's brands, and a lot of creators want to interface with brands, and a lot of brands want to interface with creators, but there's no real great way to do that with precise performance results. It's more like an awareness campaign that happens out there for brands that really want to get themselves out there and hire a lot of influencers. And so we've utilized the data that we've collected on LunarCrush to build a really cool app. Finding stacks. Always got to talk about the origin story here. Went to the BlockStack Summit back in July of 2017. Was going through my phone, kind of checking out these old pictures, looking back at the day, and even Naval was there. I mean, he was talking about a massive shift away from mainframes. We even had a picture that ended with exhibit on there. I can't even remember what that one was about, but it was awesome that someone was there. And really, for me, it was figuring out who these people are that are part of the ecosystem. And back then, building on Bitcoin was a very important narrative for everyone, and knew that I wanted to be a part of that ecosystem the minute that I stepped in that room. So how does LunarCrush build with stacks? So, this is a creator campaign where, a brand put up $1,000 budget, and they, basically said, hey, go check out DGB Ventures. And so as a creator, all you have to do is pick up that piece of copy, And then you can get creative on how you want to include that copy into your social media post. And you can do it on X, TikTok, Reddit, or YouTube. This one was for X only. And as a brand, they've got over 58 creators and over 1 million interactions were driven by just $1,000 budget. And the cool part here is that creators actually can now monetize their accounts, and micro influencers or small influencers. And it's basically a performance campaign now. How many different interactions did you drive personally in order to move this brand forward? You get paid pro rata for that. And so the brands love it because it's super transparent to figure out who's posting about it. Projects love it because it's very transparent. The public loves it because it's transparent. We actually showcase who the creators are, how many likes and interactions they got. So it's really great for people to get involved. And how does it include Stacks? All the creators get paid out in Lunar on Stacks. And so every project that goes live here, we're adding another 50 to 100 wallets to the Stacks ecosystem, which is something we're really proud about. On top of that, what else are we doing that's super fun? We launched an NFT project. It's called Nakamoto One, where we're actually at the end of the year sending a private key that's been inscribed on the back of a lunar landing rover. And it has a treasure chest that's filled with Stacks and Bitcoin and a bunch of other tokens. And so if you're really into NFTs and you want to support the ecosystem and support the future where people are learning about blockchain, they're learning about Stacks, they're learning about physics, go in there and mint your Android NFT. This is a great, fun project. And so keep an eye on the launch from a SpaceX rocket in Florida, IM2 end of the year. And you get to be a part of outer space and Stacks all at the same time. Pretty fun thing if you're into those things. So yeah, how do you partner with us? Profit sharing on LunarCrush Discover. If you're a business, you want to join the ranks of Coinbase and Kraken and TradingView, get on our API. And then if you're a brand looking to grow, hit us up with creator campaigns and hit me up old-fashioned style, joe@lunarcrush.com. Amazing, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe. And make sure, everyone, you check out LunarCrush, as they are obviously taking things to the moon and beyond. That said, let's welcome up our next guest, Mark from Leather. The floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mark Hendrickson. I'm the general manager of Leather, a Web3 wallet for investing in Bitcoin-based assets and using Bitcoin-based apps across layers. We operate as a subsidiary of Trust Machines, which has the mission of building a decentralized economy on Bitcoin. Leather originally started as in 2020 as the first wallet for the Stacks blockchain, powering early use cases for Bitcoin's most promising L2. Since then, we've expanded our functional capabilities and mission to bring Bitcoin-based assets to mainstream investors, not just crypto insiders and degens. We believe that pursuing this mission requires the seamless integration of Bitcoin layers like Stacks with Bitcoin as an L1. Users should be able to enjoy apps and assets across the L1 and L2s without thinking much at all about layers themselves and without encountering costly points of friction. This is why we're committed, for example, to building a native bridge for SBDC into Leather later this year, as well as automating the bridging of assets across layers based on app needs. We also believe that mainstream users require the tight coupling of app-based interactions with wallet functionality. Users shouldn't have to navigate confusing user interfaces, as presented by uncoordinated brands, to accomplish simple tasks with their assets. For this reason, we're focused on embedding the top use cases for Bitcoin into our product itself, in addition to powering third-party apps via our API. And perhaps most importantly, we believe that reaching a mainstream audience for Bitcoin requires a relentless focus on protocols with strong fundamentals. This means eschewing efforts that drive interest in only short-term fads like meme coins, while investing patiently in asset classes meant to stand the test of time with sustainable value. You can try Leather today by installing it from leather.io as a browser extension, with mobile coming soon this year. Leather enables you to buy, store, send, and swap assets on both the Bitcoin and Stacks blockchains, as well as connect your wallet to apps that facilitate trading, investing, and other use cases. We support a wide range of asset classes, such as ordinals, stamps, and runes on the L1, and Stacks NFTs, Stacks 20 tokens, BNS names, and others on the L2. These assets are especially powerful on Stacks, where Leather powers their usage within the context of smart contracts. We're also looking to support the bridging of these assets in addition to SBDC so that app developers can build experiences to leverage them on their layer of choice. Leather provides a fully non-custodial experience in which users are always in control of their keys. Its open source code base has been audited by third-party professionals and battle tested by white hat hackers. We also support ledger devices for an extra layer of protection while acquiring and trading assets. If you're a developer, we encourage you to build apps with our APIs for Bitcoin and stacks, which you can find at leather.gitbook.io. We have APIs for getting information about user wallets, as well as signing transactions and messages of various types, such as PSBTs on Bitcoin and smart contracts on stacks. These APIs are easy to use with just a bit of JavaScript and no blockchain-specific programming knowledge required. We're also looking to hire full-time for some key positions, such as engineering management, software engineering, product marketing, and community leadership. Find out more and apply at trustmachines.co/careers. Thanks for your time, and let's build a decentralized economy on Bitcoin together.
Thank you very much, Mark. And everyone, please do check out Leather as well. Next up, continuing our Stacks showcase here this summer, let's go on to Jakob with Hermetica. Jakob, the floor is yours.
Yeah, hi, this is Jakob, founder and CEO of Hermetica. We are building a Bitcoin-backed yield-bearing synthetic dollar that is about to go live on the Stacks and the Ruins protocol. So let me walk you through it, how it works. We accomplish a Bitcoin-backed yield-bearing synthetic dollar by pairing a long Bitcoin position with a short perpetual futures position. This locks in the dollar value of Bitcoin, creating a synthetic USD that we represent on-chain as USDH. USDH is fully Bitcoin-backed, meaning every USDH can be redeemed for $1 worth of Bitcoin. You can think of it as Bitcoin without price exposure, Bitcoin hedged, USDH. USDH is also completely outside of the banking system, meaning our protocol doesn't touch any fiat rails. We don't hold dollars in a bank account or treasuries in a brokerage account. It's Bitcoin all the way down. And there's a yield-bearing element to what we're doing. Let me explain how the yield is generated. There's a structural demand for long leverage in the crypto markets. So users, market participants, pay for the privilege to go long. And since our protocol is short the perpetual futures markets, we're able to harvest this yield from funding rates and pass it on to users. On average, the yield is around 12%. It fluctuates with the demand for long leverage in the system. It can go up to 25, 26%. That's what we saw in the last bull market. And it can go down in the bear market when demand for long leverage also goes down. You see here the historical chart of the 30-day annualized returns for this strategy. As I mentioned, we pass this yield on to users that stake their stablecoin and receive a liquid staking token, SUSDH. You can think of SUSDH as a Bitcoin-backed internet native bond. This token accrues automatically the rewards, the yield from the funding rates. So if you just hold it over time, you get the 12% annualized from the funding rates. We're about to go live, and I'll give you a sneak peek into how the UI will look. If you want to access USDH, you can come to our protocol and you can exchange any Stacks asset for USDH. And then if you want to access the yield, you can head over to the staking tab and decide what amount you want to put into SUSDH, and you will get SUSDH immediately and start earning yield. In just a couple short weeks, we'll be live. So if you want to be among the first ones to use the protocol, stay on top of what we're developing, we're sending out weekly updates. You can head over to hermetica.fi, you can put in your email, and we'll be in touch. There's also a special role in our protocol that is the minter role. A minter has the privilege to create USDH as well as redeem USDH for Bitcoin. If you're interested in this role that will come with significant perks, rewards in our point system, you can head over to minter.hermetica.fi, put in your application, and we'll be in touch. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Jakob. And everyone, please make sure to go check out Hermetica, and early congratulations on the upcoming launch. Next up, continuing the world in DeFi or decentralized finance, please welcome up our next guest, Tycho of Stacking DAO and Zest Protocol. Tycho, the floor is yours.
Hey everyone, it's great to be here and great to chat about DeFi on Bitcoin and on Stacks. So as Kyle already very kindly introduced, I'm Tycho and co-founder of Zest Protocol and Stacking DAO. So there's a lot going on here, but yeah, essentially let's start with Zest Protocol. Zest Protocol is a lending protocol built for Bitcoin. And then after the Stacks Nakamoto and SBTC release, we'll have like the full BTC lending suite, right, where you can earn yield on your Bitcoin, where you can borrow against your Bitcoin, and sort of all of those great things. But yeah, to start off with, we launched lending markets on the Stacks L2, which I'll show you now. Let's go. If you go to zestprotocol.com, then you will find the launch app button. And when hitting that, the Stacks lending market will open. Now, this is with my wallet address already connected, so that seems a bit overwhelming. But to many of you who maybe have used DeFi before, this looks very similar to Aave or to other money markets in DeFi. So essentially on the left, you see like assets that you have supplied or assets that you can supply. So in terms of the assets that are currently enabled, people can put on staked STX or STX, a wrapped USDC or Deco, which is another asset in the Stacks ecosystem. And you can hit supply to basically put those assets on the platform and then to earn a yield. So you see on USDC, there is about a 15% yield right now that you basically earn in USDC compounding over time. On Stacks, there is a 17% yield that you then earn in STX, like compounding over time. Now I have some supplies already open. So here I see some of my supplies and yeah, I'm earning yield on them. And then on the right, I can see that I can also borrow. Right? So I see that here I have like about $5,000 of supplies. So then against that, I can borrow, and I can borrow other assets. And in that sense, I can do certain DeFi strategies on Stacks. So there's basically two ways in which you can use Zest Protocol: either as a supplier, where you just supply assets like I have done. I've not borrowed anything, as you see, and I'm just earning a passive yield. Or you can earn a passive yield and borrow against the assets that you have supplied to then do other things in DeFi, maybe generate even more yield on some of the different apps that you see in this showcase. Now, as we were building this, right, as we were building this whole lending market, we kind of came to the conclusion that like having a staked STX would be very nice, right, to have on here. Right now, we just started with STX, and but STX, of course, you can stake it and you can earn a 7% yield, right? So if you're just putting STX on the money market, you're foregoing the staking yield of STX. So that's why I then banded together with Philip and Neil to start something called Stacking DAO, which is a place where you can stake STX and then get a tokenized receipt for that. It's a little bit like Liao, but then on Stacks. And so you can, let's start stacking to get an idea. So yeah, here I also have a wallet connected. I have 15 STX in this wallet, so I'm a big whale on this one. And yeah, well, if I want to supply that, okay, I need to leave some money for gas. Let's say I want to supply 10 STX. I get staked STX in return and earn the 9.1% staking yield that I have now. And that staked STX, I can always come back to the protocol to exchange it back for STX, in that sense, collect my yield. And here we see some statistics, right? There's a lot of money deployed in Stacking DAO, about 123 million dollars. And yeah, then when you come here to mint staked STX, you can then deploy that staked STX on Zest Protocol to earn more yield, right? And to do more things with it. So that's very nicely how all these things interact. Now, you know, as a sort of call to action, like what can you do, right? Well, for one, you can mint stake STX, right? If you have some idle STX in your wallet, you can come to Stacking DAO and you can mint stake STX and earn that nice 9% in addition to 2 points. And then you can put those assets onto Zest protocol to earn even more yield and also points on Zest protocol and engage in Stacks DeFi. Now, that's the TLDR on Stacking DAO and Zest protocol, and yeah, that's how you can very easily in a couple of clicks participate in the wonder world of Stack DeFi. So that was it for me. I think you'll hear from many exciting people in this sort of short session, and yeah, wish you a lot of luck in Stacks DeFi. Reach out to me in one of the chats or tag me on the Discord, and then yeah, we can always chat there. Good. All the best, and then we'll chat soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Tycho. And everyone, please do make sure to check out Stacking DAO and Zest Protocol. Continuing on in the world of decentralized finance, I'd like to welcome up our next company, Hadan of Alex. Hadan, the floor is yours. Hadan, it sounds like we had some technical difficulties there. If we could just check your mic for half a second and then have you start from the top, that'd be great. So once again, everybody, welcome back, Hadan of Alex. Hadan, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Hadan, the BD lead of the Alex Lab Foundation. Alex was one of the earliest projects to build on Stacks. We began as a standalone DeFi when our mainnet launched in January of 2024, building an AMM DEX, staking, yield farming, and IDO launchpad to connect emerging Stacks projects with our community. Since the Ordinals protocol in early 2023, we've shifted towards building a DeFi layer on Bitcoin, by which I mean we're enabling users to take Bitcoin L1 assets and use them with L2 programmability and scalability. This began with us building B20, the first decentralized BRC20 order book, as well as the Alex Bridge, which through community governance vote is now a separate entity, Xlink. For an example of how Alex and Xlink complement each other, the Alex Launchpad is now multi-chain and is closely integrated with the Xlink Bridge. Xlink bridges across Bitcoin L2s, including Stacks, B Squared, Bob, BitLayer, and CoreDAO so far. As far as Bitcoin L1 assets, we bridge BRC20 and Runes to L2s, and we also bridge to EVM chain, both Ethereum and BNB at the moment. Projects that can launch tokens are distributed to any of these token standards and networks. The smart contracts and IDO lottery remains on Stacks, but the distribution through the Xlink bridge enables multi-chain liquidity to both come in to participate and bridge back out when users are ready. Recently, we've also launched Lisa, along with Ryder, Fastpool, and Xverse, which enables liquid stacking through LeStacks, the first rebase token on Stacks, and you can think of it as Lido, but on the Stacks network. We're very excited for the Stacks Nakamoto upgrade and the new functionalities it will allow us to execute, and especially as a DeFi protocol, the faster speed for our community of dedicated traders. Now, our community is aware that on May 15th, our protocol was attacked. In light of the exploit, our response has been swift and multifaceted to ensure the security of our users and the integrity of Alex. Here are some of the steps we have taken. Upon discovering the exploit, we initiated procedures to freeze the compromised funds. This included working with exchanges and other platforms to prevent the transfer of stolen assets. We've partnered with Camel Technology, a leading cybersecurity firm, to conduct a thorough investigation. Their expertise has been crucial in identifying the root cause of the exploit and understanding the vulnerabilities that were exploited. In terms of ramping up security, we've transitioned to multi-sig smart contracts. This approach ensures that multiple approvals are required for critical actions, reducing the risk of unauthorized transactions. We've implemented multi-sig private keys for key functions, providing an additional layer of security by requiring multiple parties to approve significant actions. We've been collaborating with Ancilla for on-chain monitoring. Their advanced monitoring tools allow us to quickly detect and respond to the exploit, preventing further damage. And we've also conducted governance votes to decide on the Treasury grant program and the steps for reopening. This has ensured that the community has had a say in the recovery process and future direction of the platform. As far as continuous decentralization, we're committed to gradually moving towards that model. This includes reducing reliance on admin keys over time and empowering the community to make more decisions through governance votes. These steps reflect really our community to transparency, security, and decentralization, ensuring that we can effectively respond to such incidents and safeguard our community assets. Over the past week, we've reopened trading on our AMM pools. Over the past week, we've done over 20 million in trading volume, which we're incredibly encouraged to see. And we deeply thank our community for their support. It really means everything, especially as the team has gone through such a difficult moment. I would like to close with saying that at Alex, we've always taken the long view. Our goal has been to build the finance of the future, which is universally accessible. We've never seen ourselves in competition with liquidity on Ethereum or other chains, but with traditional finance itself. There are over $360 trillion in real-world assets, which will gradually be tokenized because blockchain is a superior technology for the storage and transfer of wealth. When those assets look to trade securely, efficiently, and trustlessly, they will come to Bitcoin DeFi, and the infrastructure that we're building today will find its true use case. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to speak to you all today.
And thank you very much as well. Everyone, please do check out Alex and the entire Alex ecosystem, including many of the companies and projects mentioned moments ago. That said, moving into the world of non-fungible tokens or NFTs, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome up our next project, Nick from Gamma. The floor is yours.
Hey everybody, Nick here from Gamma.io, co-founder, and hopefully some of you have seen us in the space before. Great to be joined, of course, and honored to be joined actually by such fantastic builders in the space. So yeah, I'll just get right into it. Gamma is a creator launchpad and Bitcoin NFT marketplace, both on L1 Bitcoin for inscriptions and on L2 on Stacks NFTs. And I think like the key thing that really sets Gamma apart is our creator focus. So we're of course have tools for collectors and traders. That's absolutely necessary in the NFT space. But more than anything, we focus on creators, giving creators the tools, the resources, the support to earn, grow, and preserve their legacy on Bitcoin. The most immutable and secure and permanent ledger of record that we have. So I can dive a little bit into what we do and a little bit of like our journey to today and also maybe a little bit of a teaser of what's coming next. So just a few things that we kind of have under our umbrella of tooling. We of course, like I said, have tools for collectors and traders to find and discover either independent artists or projects or even brands and companies that are launching NFTs, and tools to trade these, and basic tools, buying, selling, making offers, that kind of thing. But like I said, the real like focus area for us is creator tools. So creating tools so that creators can launch basically any type of NFT that they want, any type of inscription they want. and lots of different sales mechanics so that no matter what they're trying to do and what audience they're trying to connect with, or what career they're trying to get into as an artist, they have the tools to be able to do that. And this is open to anybody, so there's no you can come to the platform and within a few minutes you could get going without any experience. We try to make it as easy as possible to be able to do that. A little bit of the backstory here to give a little context. We started on Stacks in 2021. It feels like eons ago in the crypto sphere. But yeah, it was a pretty crazy time when, as if you guys have been around, since then, Ethereum was seeing a big NFT boom, but there wasn't really much attention on Bitcoin and via Stacks, of course. So we really saw this as an opportunity to do something a little bit more, what we thought is more long lasting and more secure and more decentralized. And so we focused on Bitcoin and tried to create self-service tools for creators to be able to get going, for people to be able to collect and trade. And we kind of just like organically grew from there. So we grew the team to our initial team of like 10 members. And the reason I have this on the slide is to call out that every single person that we hired was directly from the Stacks ecosystem. So I think it's really like a signal to the like absolutely stunning talent that exists in the space. And it's funny, I talk to people from the ordinal space who maybe come from a lot of other places other than Stacks, and they're like, there's something in the water with those Stacks people, because there's just like such high talent pool going on there. And I can certainly testify to that. So with this fantastic team, we grew to become the leading launchpad for creator tools and marketplace on Stacks, and we've gone from there. So like I said, we also have L1 tools since ordinals and inscriptions came out. We really have a fine art focus on L1, where we kind of see like storing that actual artwork on Bitcoin suits itself well to high value assets. But we have plenty of plans in store for the second phase of the Nakamoto release, and can't wait to share what's coming soon. So I can say that we're pretty tight-lipped about it, but there will be some big things coming for both L1 and L2 very soon. And we actually have a little bit of alpha. We have something called our Gamma Summer Pass, and it's actually an L1 offering that allows you to get access to some incredible drops by independent artists. But at the end of that, it says that if you're holding it, you may get access to a special new experience at the end of the summer. So I can't really say what that is, but I can say it may have something to do with both L1 and L2. That's all I got. Thanks, guys, for listening, and back to you, Kyle.
Thank you very much, Nick. Very excited about this summertime pass that you and the Gamma team have put together, and also excited about all the companies that we've heard in the first half of today's session. Gamma to Alex, StackingDAO, Zest Protocol, Hermetica, Leather, and LunarCrush. That said, we're going to take a quick short break. We'll be back here in just a few moments. So everyone stay with us, as we've got a whole slew of more companies, both new and those that you might have heard of before, with their latest updates coming back in just a few moments. We'll be right back. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the second half of Building on Bitcoin, the Stacks Showcase. As we mentioned, over the last 6 months, there's been a ton of new founders, teams, projects, so much innovation within the Stacks ecosystem. We wanted to make sure that you got a refresher on who's who to begin entering in your journey to the blockchain, to the Web3, to the DeFi, or even to the NFT and SocialFi spaces as well, and get some of the latest updates from those you may know very well. Continuing on today's conversation, I'm your host, Kyle Ellicott, and I'd like to welcome up our next company to showcase their project, Wilson from BlockSurvey. Wilson, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Really glad to be here. Thank you, Kyle, for the introduction. My name is Wilson, co-founder and CEO of BlockSurvey. BlockSurvey helps Web3 companies to collect data and insights from their audience using privacy-focused surveys. Today, we have 500 plus companies who use us to send their surveys. Companies like Brave Browser, Polkadot, Internet Freedom Foundation, Stack Foundation, and Yugo Labs send their surveys through BlockSurvey. Now, you might ask, why do we need yet another survey tool? We have SurveyMonkey, Google Form, Typeform, Qualtrics. A lot of Web2 players are out there. But then, having spoken to 100 plus companies, we found three major problems. Number one, old school survey tools are not built on the foundations of privacy or security. Data breaches, privacy issues are continuing to happen in this space. Second, Web2 platforms are not built for Web3 companies at all. If you're a Web3 company, if you're collecting data from your audience for use cases like building whitelist, allow lists, or token-gated surveys, making Web2 tools work are super difficult. And finally, the third problem, they are not powered by AI yet. It takes a lot of time to run surveys, and even it can go up to weeks. So how can we as a community solve these problems? So here is how we can solve. If it is not private and secure, you can offer end-to-end encryption and make your customers own their data. And if it is not built for Web3 use cases, you can support Web3 use cases, be it for token gating, whitelisting, allow listing, and any of the community-focused data collection. And if it is not AI-driven, use AI to get the cost and time really low. So solving these problems, BlockSurvey came into existence. So what we are trying to do is we are reimagining the future of surveys. So how did we get this done? The core part of it, the privacy and security, comes from Stacks. We use Stacks to offer the wallet as well as end-to-end encryption. So here in this example, if Bob and Alice Bob is a researcher and Alice is providing data to Bob, only Bob can unlock the data to see it. And no one else can see it, not BlockSurvey, not anyone. So the custody of the data is going to be with the customers. Here is how we are differentiated today. We offer data ownership. We offer end-to-end encryption. We offer AI-driven features right from starting, right from designing your surveys to analyzing your data. And we offer team collaboration, more like how you will work with a collaborative documenting space. Similarly, you'll be able to collect data together, design surveys together. And my favorite feature of all is the white label solution. You can completely make the platform as your own. That helps in better conversion and engagement with your audience. Here are a few use cases. Yuga Labs used BlockSurvey to collect feedback from their community, from their token holders, to understand what they feel about the community. So they collected about 1,000 plus responses from their NFT holders using token gating. And another use case is Today the Game. They used the token gated feature to collect feedback from their gamers. So how did this all start? It goes all the way back to 2021. We started from a simple hackathon called as Can't Be Evil, which is primarily focused on reimagining the internet, how we can enable data ownership, privacy, and security to the businesses who use platforms. We started from that hackathon. We were using survey tools, and we didn't find not even a single tool that offers complete ownership. So imagine you are researching your ideas, the very idea you are researching using surveys are not owned by you. So that's how we started. It's super exciting journey to work along with Stacks and to grow along. If you're a Web3 company looking to collect data from your audience or wanted to unlock key insights from your community, give BlockSurvey a try. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Wilson. And everyone, please do check out BlockSurvey if you're running any surveys sometime soon. Continuing on today's showcase around Stacks companies, I'd like to welcome up our next company, Chris of Council. Chris, the floor is yours.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Just gonna share my screen here. Can y'all see it? Yeah? We good? My name is Chris from Console. Console, we are building an all-in-one community building platform. We are built on top of Stacks, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all of the great things that you would need if you have a community, an art project, if you're throwing events, Console is a great way to build your community, engage them, and then monetize over time. Let me share my screen.
Hey, Chris, looks like we're having a slight technical difficulty with the screen share. If you could go ahead and share that.
Is that
All
better?
right, we'll start you from the top. Everyone welcome Chris from Council. Chris, again, the floor is yours.
All right, much better. Hey everybody, this is Chris from Console. At Console, we're building an all-in-one community platform. If you have a community that you want to grow, if you're a creator, event series, something like that, Console is the best place to do it. People often ask, why not build on Discord or Telegram or something like that? That's not at all what we're doing. Those are just group chat apps. These are really an engine for growing your community. Let me show you a little bit about what that looks like. Right now, I put together for this event a landing page for an event that I'm going to throw a week from now at this time. So if you're interested in learning about building community on Stacks and you want to give Console a try, you can just go to console/stacks right now. So console/stacks, and you come to this landing page. And this landing page acts as a way that I can build up my list, my email list or my SMS list for my community. So if you come here, you request to join, I can also ask additional details like, what are you building? Put your BNS address and stuff like that. And when you come in and join, next week, you'll get an SMS or an email and say like, hey, come and join this community and we can all meet in a live space on Console. This is working really well. We've had communities like, this is the Artisan Showcase. Instead of doing a Twitter space, they came to Console. You can see they had 83 attendees. And of that, 65 showed up because it converts really well when you have your community have access to them. The Twitter algorithm doesn't really work that well, and you don't really own that social graph of the people you're building. And so you can see within, this is what we kind of shared. We brought everybody together on Console. And so we have the live chat, we have the live video, audio spaces, and all of that. And again, it's all just built on Web3. If you're interested in joining a few of the communities, the top 5 Stacks and Bitcoin communities we have are listed again at that link, console.xyz/stacks. We have Rue, which is a community that's the biggest meme coin, D grants. Actually, I'll just show you the communities. I have them here. So this is D grants. Stacks D grants is a way that you can build projects and get funding for your projects and really work beside some of the greatest people who have been here for years, like Hero Gamer and others in this space. So I can share this link with you guys. Another great community, Stacks London, if you're in London or in Europe. Really great crew over there with the Doc and Nate. This is a community, Stacks Labs, for creators. There's one, NoCodeClarity, which Chris runs. If you want to learn to code the language of Stacks, which is the Clarity language, is the smart contract language, you can learn about that. And there's dozens more, and maybe you want to come as well. So again, if you want to learn more, I think the best way to come is just go to console.xyz/stacks. The links to all those communities are there. You can start today, join, meet people. And if you register to join, you can meet in a small group with me one-on-one the same time next week. And I will show you how it works. And you're also, this is in beta, our events launch page for basically instead of doing a Twitter space. So if you want to do that, if you come to this event, I'll give you early access and you can be part of our squad. And we do like to promote those a lot. So you'll get a bit of a boost if you come and build on Console. So that's Console. We'd love to see you there. That's all I got.
Thank you very much, Chris.
You can have your time back.
It's all right. Thank you very much, Chris. Greatly appreciate the overview of Council. Everyone, please do make sure to check out Council. If you're looking to build a community on Bitcoin, Council is the place to start. With that said, continuing on today's showcase, back into the world of decentralized finance, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next founder and company, Philip of Arkadiko. Philip, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kyle. I'm super happy to be here. I was just lurking on Twitter already, or X, I should say, and I've seen a few thousand people tune in. So that's always great to see, and not speaking into the void. That's even better. But anyways, yeah, I'm Philip, core contributor at Arkadiko. In fact, we're one of the oldest protocols on Stacks in DeFi, at least. We launched in Q4 of 2021, and so we built a crypto-backed stablecoin that's live. So yeah, for 3 years, it's going pretty well. We've always been around the top 5 in terms of TVL on stacks, and yeah, we have a really nice and nitty-gritty community. If you want to lurk as well, we have a Telegram and Discord, but more on that soon. I'll explain you a little bit how our crypto-backed stablecoin works. And it's pretty easy, I would say. So here on the right-hand side, you see a little bit of a diagram that shows you how this would work. But generally speaking, we have what I said, a crypto-backed stablecoin, and that simply means that you can put some tokens, one of your favorite tokens, whether that's STX or stacked stacks by StackingDAO, or SBTC when it launches. For now, it's XBTC. But one of those 3 collateral types we accept today, and you can put them in what we call a vault. You can deposit them there, lock them up. And when you lock them up, you can borrow and mint a stablecoin called USDA. And so USDA is a soft peg to the dollar. That means it's always worth more or less $1. And so a stablecoin, it's pretty well known these days, right? You have the USDCs, USDTs of the world. We have a decentralized one, as I said, called USDA. Now, USDA, what can you really do with it? I'd say a stablecoin generally stands or falls with the amount of liquidity that's out there. And so it's pretty important that there are, relevant use cases. And I'm happy to say that it's actually one of the most widespread, stablecoins on stacks. I think there's about four or five live today on stacks. USDC, USDA, SUSDT. Those are the biggest ones. And so, by the way, you can check that all on a little nice platform that I like, which is Signal21, signal21.co, if you want to see more data and analytics around that, around USDA, how the supply grows and things, and what people do with it too. But I'll go over a little bit of a few use cases. So I think the most relevant use case for people is leverage. We all like to go longer than long, especially in bull markets. And so you can mint USDA and buy some stacks with that if you think STX will go up. Not financial advice, but you can just leverage yourself against your position. You could do the same for BTC or maybe a meme coin or anything else out there. But that's a big use case of USDA. That's why people want to borrow. In the end, it's a borrowing platform in the form of a stablecoin. That's definitely a big use case. Farming, as I said, there are several farming platforms that we do have collaborations with. Among them, Alex, BitFlow. We have our own little DEX where you can just LP as well on the Deco USDA pair, for instance, where Deco is our governance token. You should read our documentation to learn more about that, since this is just a quick intro. But yeah, farming and those APYs, so the yields, they go from pretty conservative, like a 5-6%, all the way to pretty, risky 90% and sometimes even higher. So it definitely depends on the flavor that you like, but that's out there too. And then last but not least, you can also stake. If you mint USDA, you can stake it in our liquidation pool and participate in liquidations of the protocol. Again, I would say read the documentation to learn a bit more about that. And so since we've been live since 2021, me and the team were one of the oldest teams live on stacks. And so a lot of people ask me, why would you build on stacks today? And what's so special about stacks? Well, I think, and I'll keep it short, because there's 1,000 reasons, but it is the leading Bitcoin layer 2. And I do suggest you look into all of them, and you'll see, objectively speaking, I think that the market leader is clearly stacks. And as we're speaking, we're actually building a decentralized set of validators. So we're decentralizing the network further. They're called signers and stacks, but it's all really exciting. And SBTC is coming. And so SBTC is this big milestone for stacks where you can borrow against SBTC, not only Arkadiko, but I want you to explore all the DeFi platforms. So don't only use Arkadiko, I'd say. You use them all and form your own opinion on what you like best. But yeah, I'm building Arkadiko, and this is my 5 minutes for glory. So if you want to know more, go to Arkadiko Finance on Twitter or arkadiko.finance on the internet. So yeah, thanks a lot for listening, and enjoy the rest of the morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Philip. And everyone, do make sure to check out Arkadiko, as Philip mentioned, and all the DeFi protocols, as there are many within the Stacks ecosystem as well. Continuing on the world of decentralized finance today, I want to welcome up our next company. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome up Dylan of BitFlow. Dylan, the floor is yours.
Hey everyone, it's great to be here. I'm Dylan, the co-founder of BitFlow Finance. We're building a decentralized exchange for Bitcoiners so they can trade and earn with liquidity across the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. Ever since ordinals, more and more capital is flowing into Bitcoin and Bitcoin layers. But this new liquidity is fractured and it sits in isolated pools. So when you're trying to swap these assets, it's at best expensive, but most of the time not even possible. Now on Ethereum, it's easy to trade for any token that you want, but on Bitcoin, not so much. And that is where BitFlow comes in. We make it easy for Bitcoin liquidity to flow. We started off with a grant from the Stacks Foundation to bring Curve's battle-tested infrastructure to Bitcoin. And since we've become a liquidity hub for different flavors of stablecoins, different flavors of Bitcoin, and different flavors of the Stacks token itself. And these pools are optimized for the lowest slippage and the lowest fees. We started off with our TVL at $10,000 of our own money, and it's seen tremendous growth to over 45 million in TVL at its peak. So what can you do with BitFlow? Well, you can trade. Our first feature is trading. You can swap BTC, Stacks, and stablecoins for BRC20s, runes, and SIP10 tokens, and more. You can also earn Bitcoin, as well as USDC and Stacks, governance tokens, meme coins, and more. You can leverage the security, capital, and network of Bitcoin to earn this real organic yield in our AMM liquidity pools. We've also pioneered a new primitive with Clarity smart contracts called single-sided liquidity. That means for these stable swaps, when you show up to our app and you only have USDC, you can deposit just USDC. You don't have to get a balanced amount of each token. You can show up with whatever you have, and it's very convenient for the user. I'm also proud to share that we have recently released a new feature called a route aggregator. And this guarantees that the user gets the absolute best rate on swaps across all the dexes on Stacks. So literally for every token X and token Y pair, we go and check the routes across every DEX, and we offer that to the user. And as a result, BitFlow is becoming the liquidity hub for trading on Bitcoin. So why am I building on Bitcoin and building on Stacks? When I was in grad school working on my master's in computer science, this was around the same time that COVID hit, and we had massive amounts of inflation and money printing in the economy. And I sort of rediscovered Bitcoin for myself and thought it was our best chance to have separation of money and state. But not everybody can be a Bitcoin core developer. And I just happened to stumble upon the Stacks white paper, and I saw, oh, smart contracts for Bitcoin. What does that mean? What can we build? What are the constraints of this ecosystem? And so I joined the Bitcoin Startup Lab and found my co-founder Diego, who's got a great mixture of who's got a great background in marketing. And then we received a grant from the Stacks Foundation, which really helped us work towards an MVP with traction to bring that curve-like infrastructure to Bitcoin. And then we got our first check from the Bitcoin Frontier Fund. And since then, it's really been off to the races. And our team has really grown. I think we have the technical and marketing expertise to really unleash Bitcoin in DeFi. And along the way, we've also worked with a number of great partners and integrated some other great products that are building not only on layer 1, but also layer 2. And I think in the Stacks ecosystem, we have some of the best minds in the space. So, listen, the BitFlow summer is here. So head over to bitflow.finance for the best swaps, for the deepest liquidity pools. Join our community, follow us on X, and sign up for our weekly newsletter so you can stay up to date on the latest for our upcoming product releases, the BFF token, and the Runes AMM. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dylan. And everyone, please enjoy a little BitFlow summer, as Dylan mentioned, and check out BitFlow as well. Continuing on in the world of decentralized finance, would like to welcome up our next founder and project. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mithil from Velar. Mithil, floor is yours. Mithil, it seems like we have a slight technical difficulty there. If we could check your audio for just a hot second. And we'll get you back up here on stage as well.
Hi, audio check, audio check.
Audio check is great. Let me reintroduce you, everyone. Please welcome up Mithil of Velar. Mithil, the floor is yours.
Hi, thanks Kyle for having me. Hi guys, this is Mithil Thakore, co-founder and CEO of Velar. Happy to chat here about Velar today, our journey, what has been until now. We started Velar over 16 months ago in February 2023. Our vision has been very clear since then to build user-facing DeFi infrastructure with Bitcoin finality, and Stacks has been such a great partner as a Bitcoin L2, providing us the infrastructure to serve our community and users. So the agenda today is the Velar story, what we have done in 2023, what we are doing this year, and what we are planning ahead for the Stacks ecosystem and the phenomenal community that there is. So 2023 was all about building the foundation. Our first version, what we call Velar Dharma, consisted of one of its kind Uniswap v2 inspired AMM. It consisted of memestacker.com, through which people can launch meme tokens, Launchpad, and a bridge, which we will dive into today. The Velar AMM, thanks to the community, is the largest AMM by far in Stacks ecosystem now by number of users, by number of projects that are launched and supported by Velar AMM. Velar AMM is also the most decentralized, non-custodial AMM in Stacks ecosystem, which allows people to swap between their favorite tokens and also provide liquidity and earn rewards on top of it. Velar Launchpad is also a community-driven project and an initiative where we want to support other builders in Bitcoin ecosystem and Stacks ecosystem to build the infrastructure and tooling that is missing, as Bitcoin ecosystem is an early and nascent ecosystem compared to other DeFi ecosystems overall. So memestacker.com is another community initiative where as Stacks ecosystem uses Clarity, which is a native coding language, and a lot of people don't know Clarity, so people can come and launch their meme tokens onto Stacks ecosystem and also distribute them to their holders, give airdrop, and also list it on Velar AMM with the click of their buttons without having to learn Clarity at all. Velar Bridge has been a phenomenal success. Well, through Velar Bridge, people can bridge liquidity across different blockchains through Velar token. So this has helped bring a lot of liquidity into Stacks ecosystem through Velar token, which is listed on multiple exchanges as a ERC20 token. This was 2023 for us. I would say it was before Bitcoin halving for us. 2024, after Bitcoin halving, is going to be very interesting. As of now, we are focused on Velar Artha Perp DEX. It's world's first decentralized perpetuals derivatives exchange on Bitcoin. Velar Artha Perp DEX is ready for the use by community as soon as Nakamoto upgrade goes live. So hopefully later in Q3 or Q4. After Bitcoin halving, we have really ramped up our partnerships and building the foundation for what's coming next, the wave of users, institutions, and developers that are coming to Bitcoin ecosystem. So Velar token in April became first ever token from Stacks ecosystem to be listed on a tier 1 exchange, Bybit. Apart from it, we also just 2 weeks ago, Velar token was listed on Bitfinex, which didn't just make it world's Stacks ecosystem's first ecosystem token to be listed on Bitfinex, but entire Bitcoin ecosystem's first ever project, including all Bitcoin L2s, including all meme tokens and other DeFi projects to be listed on Bitfinex, which is third largest holder of Bitcoin in the world and an OG crypto exchange since 2012. Apart from that, Velar Artha was launched as a Velar Artha PubDex was launched on multiple other Bitcoin L2s where users can go and test its functionalities. Velar Artha PubDex's main USP is that for the first time in history, people will be able to use native Bitcoin as collateral in form of SBTC on Stacks and use it as collateral to trade leverage on different liquidity pools and tokens. This is going to be 2024, where we cater to not just retail and not just our community, but also to institutions with Velar Artha PubDex. And 2025 is going to be even more interesting it's been such a great journey last 1.5 years, and grateful for the community to make us a leader in the Stacks ecosystem and Bitcoin ecosystem space. In 2025, we are going to run a few community initiatives where we will ask our community and through our governance which other products they want. Of course, 2025 will bring in upgrades to current products and offerings with enhanced performance, stability, security measures, but it will also bring DEX aggregators to bring more and more liquidity into Stacks ecosystem and for our community. So we have been very clear with Velar. The vision is very clear. We are not just here to disrupt Bitcoin DeFi. We are here to reshape the trajectory of entire crypto ecosystem and how people look and perceive Bitcoin, how people look and perceive DeFi, how DeFi operates, and this will change lives of millions of people that are there who are using DeFi, and will shape and reshape the future of finance. You can find us on velar.com, and hope to talk to you guys again soon.
Thank you very much, Mithil, and everyone do please check out Velar as well. Next up, would like to welcome Christopher of NoCodeClarity. Christopher, floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Christopher Perceptions. I'm the CEO of NoCodeClarity, where we are making it easy for anyone to build on Bitcoin, leveraging AI and no code. And the reason for this is, generally speaking, building on Bitcoin has been very cumbersome at the L1. And for non-technical founders, it's been kind of a hard curve to learn at the L2 level as well, especially considering less than 1% of the world knows how to technically code. No code development can cut time by 90%. And with AI, it helps anyone be able to build. So we have a 3-step process. We understand that in order to launch an app, it's going to take a front end, a back end, and then a smart contract. So with this, we allow for people to generate front end code, and we have a UI viewer where people are able to not only generate code, become code familiar, but also see what code is being generated and what it would look like in a UI standpoint. They can save the code, they can reset to try again and live prototype, or they can copy the code and use it locally. From the standpoint of backend workflows, we're able to automate data, leveraging tools such as Airtable, Bubble, and also Zapier, as we have a tool within the Zapier ecosystem called the Stacks Zap. Along with this, we have trained our AI on Clarity, the book itself, smart contracts, and things of that nature. So as people prompt for Clarity, it's not just generating code, it's generating, it's auditing, it's pre-auditing, and with an integration that's coming with Gecko Security, it's going to take that to the next level. And then from there, they're able to take their Clarity code and deploy it on testnet or mainnet by simply pasting it into the sandbox and deploying it, leveraging the Hero sandbox that's been built within the Explorer. And with this, we've been very, very busy. We've been around since 2022 after receiving a $100,000 grant from the Stacks Foundation. We also have lifetime passes that sold out recently. Over 70 no-code developers are in our console group, and we also have 50+ beta users. And I'm excited to announce that a new level of utility is coming to NoCodeClarity. We want to abstract all sorts of complexity and make it easy for people to deploy smart contracts. So leveraging the NoCodeClarity token, holders will be able to deploy smart contracts for free. And we are launching on Velar as of June 21st. But we're not just stopping there. We're very big on education. So in 2022, we did a partnership with Miami-Dade College and did No Code Hacking, which was a hackathon where non-technical founders learned within 3 days how to go from 0 to 1, gave cash prizes, and we're bringing this back this year. It's going to be virtual. It's going to be global. There'll be prizes. We're going to build up no-code advocates, which will be a role within our ecosystem. And for people who are going through this process, there will even be an opportunity for them to be known as a no-code dev on Zero Authority through a reputation badge. We do have a really interesting roadmap, front-end dynamic styling, AI starter contracts to get people going, diagram to dApp where you can map out how you want your app to look or the flow of it, and then our AI will be able to take it from there, drag and drop UI components coming as of next year, and even a secondary NoCodeClarity token pair on a DEX. And this is the team. My name is, again, Christopher Perceptions. My CTO is Sergio, and we have a full stack dev by the name of Chagala. We are agile, we're able to move very quickly, and we have been bootstrapped thus far. And if you are interested in learning more about NoCodeClarity, visit nocodeclarity.ai or simply scan this QR code. Thank you so much for your time, and we are enabling builders to build on Bitcoin in a non-technical fashion, democratizing development. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christopher, and to all the work that you do and to the entire team as well. And continuing on today's showcase, we've got one more company, and I'd like to welcome up Louise of Ryder. Louise.
Hello. How's it going?
The floor is yours. Good,
Thank
man.
you.
The floor is going to be yours here in just a second. Go for it.
Anyways, you see my screen, right? I feel like that's the answer of the.
Yep, looking
Okay,
great.
perfect. Yeah, thank you. Amazing. So my name is Louise. I'm actually the CEO and co-founder at Ryder. So let's first begin with the biggest problem, right? So I went to crypto 2016, and then 8 years later, the question that I still have is why do I own 8 hardware wallets? So we have also here Julian, our CPO. He's more like a passive investor in the space. He went crypto 2017. But the biggest question that he had is why does he find it difficult to actually use one? And lastly, one stacker from the community as well, Marvin, our CTO. The question that he had is why does he find it difficult to transfer his Bitcoin from an online application to an online wallet such as like Xverse or Hero, and then use it in other applications like Alex or Arkadiko? So those were the biggest questions that we have, right? So taking ownership of our Bitcoin is hard because of 3 things. You have security, product design and user experience, and then adoption. Let's take an example as Kyle, right? So Kyle here as a user, he can't really create and back up his wallet with easy recovery. He either needs to use a piece of paper, which we all know is this magical incantation, what we call seed phrases, 12 or 24 words, or maybe he trusts a centralized third party to keep a part of his share. So these are like other implementations at the moment for easy recovery. There's no solution that's actually 100% self-custodial, that's fully offline, right? Next, when it comes to product design, if Kyle wants to send Louise a Bitcoin, it actually takes like 6 steps, 10 to 15 minutes from like plugging in his hardware wallet to a PC, which I have now as we speak. And from setup to transaction sending, setup is around 30 minutes from like a normal user. Transaction sending is 15 minutes all the time. So that all in all is 45 minutes. Now, if we look at how these things actually look, they're very cyberpunk. It's like 1984, giving that kind of like Neo Matrix feel to it. If you ask my mom to give her a hardware wallet, she's like, what is it? Is it a USB stick? But then if you show her Ryder, oh, I love it. So there's a gameplay for product design that focuses on lifestyle consumer experience, right? That's why you've probably seen our familiar faces. So I'm mostly known for being the growth lead at the Stacks Foundation. So I always say, before building on Bitcoin was cool, we actually made it cool. So 2021, we were talking about NFTs on Bitcoin on CoinDesk, and you have Marvin here, same year as well. I think it was 2021, he was talking about smart contracts and finality on Bitcoin. So you can call us as your OGs. So Marvin and I team up together with our special secret sauce, which is Julian, to actually solve the problem that we had. First thing first, I came to the space because of what it preached, right? I came for decentralization, sovereign, peer-to-peer. But up to this day, those are things that are hard to do. That's why we created Ryder. So Ryder is a crypto wallet with a hardware, as you can see. Actually have one here. I want to show it. So with a hardware, and there's also a phone application that comes with it, and recovery tag, which are smart programmable NFC tags. Wait, I want to get the phone application because then I want you guys to show it. So you can see also like the phone app here, right? And all of these three things work together in order to give you like the best self-custodial experience. So Ryder, within just 2 taps, you're able to securely own and manage your asset. Next, let's do Kyle here. Now, Kyle, instead of doing the 30 minutes onboarding, he can actually create and back up his wallet in 60 seconds. And the funny thing is, if Kyle wants to send Louise a transaction, he can do it in 2 seconds with a tap to send feature. We have a lot of demos, so maybe next time, because I have a few minutes left, we can do a demo with Xverse in here. I can show it with you guys on the screen. And then, so all of this on the application as well, user can actually buy and sell Bitcoins, for example, and do all kinds of swaps. So we're going to have an integration with Alex in the pipeline. That's done deal. Shout out to the Alex team and many more. Of course, your favorite staking mechanism, which is Fastful, will be there as well. So we make crypto easy within a tap. Next, of course, the biggest question is, okay, what if I lose my Ryder? You're actually able to recover it within this search recovery tag and the phone app. Okay, worst comes to worst, what if you lose everything? Kyle here has a lot of friends, so he can actually have optional social recovery with Ryder. And yeah, so if he just needs 4 friends to recover his asset. Okay, this was us 2 years ago. And this, you can see here that we did 8 months of iteration to build something that you really want. And we did a lot of prototyping to give you the best user experience. Aside from that, we actually established our entire supply chain and manufacturing pipeline. You can see our happy faces here when we actually produce our first devices. Super important, I'm proud of this one. We actually pulled in our first revenue as a company. Well, this is a stack showcase, right? And yeah, we celebrated small wins with all the people that made it possible. And this is us now. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Louis. And thank you, everyone. Also, make sure to check out Ryder if you haven't already. And a big thank you and shout out to all of the founders and projects that participated in today's Building on Bitcoin Stacks Showcase. As we mentioned, over the last 6 months, there's been a ton of new projects, new founders, new developers that have entered into not just the Bitcoin, but also the Stacks ecosystem. And we're excited to have time today to showcase some of those to you and many more to come. This is the beginning of a new series where you'll see many projects highlighted throughout the Stacks and the greater Bitcoin ecosystem as well. Again, a quick rundown to those projects who were participating today. Make sure to check out LunarCrush, Leather, Hermetica, Stacking DAO, Zest Protocol, Alex, Gamma, BlockSurvey, Council, Arkadiko, BitFlow, Velar, NoCodeClarity, and Ryder. And if you're building anything in the Building on Bitcoin space or within Stacks, do reach out to any of these founders, to the Stacks Foundation, to many of the number of entities that are out in the ecosystem supporting, as they would all love to hear from you or participate in one of the future hackathons to come in the later half of this year. That said, everybody, I'm your host today, Kyle Ellicott. Until next time, take care and keep on building, and see you soon, Building on Bitcoin.